Hi, Together Culture. I was thinking back to our 15 Fitzroy Street leaving do, and at that party, Emma Lacey came up to me and said, in the natural world, there's always a contraction before an expansion. And I think the same thing is happening here at Together Culture. And what comes next is going to be even more impactful, more powerful. And I absolutely agree with her. As everybody knows, I'm a student of the social sciences, and I like to think of it as the human part of the natural world. And the same is true. Contraction comes before expansion. And that's one of the reasons why I've always been so motivated by the neighborhood in which Together Culture has grown up, which is the Kite. And that's one of the reasons why we've done a lot of work exploring the heritage of the Kite. Because when people think, oh my God, this idea that a community could basically forge its own economy, its own means of creative expression, its own social safety network, and adapt progressive ideas much more quickly than an entire city could do. That's not possible, is it? And I always go back to, hey, log on to the Kite Navigator. The reason that we're based here in this community is that the people who created the Kite and lived here for a couple of hundred years did exactly that. Before a point of contraction. And we're in that point of contraction right now within our neighborhood that is the Kite. And I think of the heritage that we uncovered as inspiration, and actually I think of it as an opportunity. So those of us who have inherited this heritage, we could be the ones that are the catalysts to the expansion, yet again, for a group of people who emerged in the Kite, who can lead the way for a more inclusive, progressive, ecological economy to emerge in Cambridge, starting right here in the Kite. So we've announced our Social Change Book Club, and that's great. A lot of you have signed up. Can't wait to talk to you there. Now, I know reading, and especially reading big books and nonfiction books, is not everyone's jam. So we also wanted to gather together and use the resources that we co-created in our Kite Heritage Project, the podcasts that you find on the Kite Navigator. And I also know from personal experience that there are a million podcasts out there that I have the intention of listening to, but need something to happen for me to sit down and finally press go, press play, and do the deed. So we are organizing a series of 4 events. They're just an hour each, where we get together, create space to listen to each of the 4 podcasts together that compile the heritage of the Kite and the key insights that we uncovered about the culture of the Kite. So that's Kite people are a part of nature. Kite people are collaboratively entrepreneurial. Kite people are creatively expressive, and Kite people are socially progressive. So what we're going to do is listen together to the podcast, create space and time to do that, and then I will lead us in some conversation so that we can begin to discover and learn more, develop some new questions about what we want to know about the past, but also start to shape ideas and foment what inspires us about how we want to create the present as a bridge between how the Kite contracted and how the spirit of the Kite can expand to create a whole bunch of social progress, and via Together Culture, maybe even start to shape a bit more of an inclusive economy. It's possible. So register. Hope to see you soon. Bye.